Hi there, it's Cheryl Lynn. And I was thinking about a time, it was quite a few years ago, and it was a very stressful time in my life. And I ended up having a little bit of shortness of breath and some chest pains. And at the time, I really resisted going to any kind of Western medical doctor if I could at all help it. But I was worried that I was having a heart attack or, some heart incident. And so I ended up driving to the emergency room and getting checked out. And they kept me overnight for observations. They did all sorts of tests. And even I still remember lying in the hospital bed, and I felt so much better just being there because I felt a relief that if something did happen and if there was something wrong with my heart, at least I was in a place where they could do something about it and they were monitoring me. And I relaxed and the chest pain went away and I felt better. And of course, they discovered that there was nothing wrong with my heart and I was fine. And that I was probably having an anxiety attack, which now I know what that feels like and what that can look like and know the difference between that and a heart attack, although I've never had a heart attack. So my point in telling you this story is that sometimes it's really important, no matter what your beliefs are about alternative medicine or when the line is where you would go to a medical doctor versus trying to heal it yourself or going to a friend or going to an alternative healthcare practitioner. Sometimes you have to look at what will bring your mind peace, because part of healing and part of coming back into balance, the body has to be in a relaxed state in order for everything to work properly, for all the systems to be running smoothly. If the adrenaline's pumping through your system and flooding you with hormones that are activating your fight or flight survival mechanisms, your body's not going to feel very good. So whatever that takes, and sometimes it's, I've had this thing weighing on my mind. I've had this little bump on my arm or this pain in my hip. And I've done everything that I know how to do. And yet it's still, I keep wondering if there's something wrong and I'm missing it. And sometimes just going and getting that checked out in whatever way is going to bring your mind peace. It really does make a difference. And then from there you can say, okay, so they check you out at the hospital, or you go to your MD or your chiropractor, and they do whatever it is that they can, and you're still having the symptom. Then you can look deeper. Then you can say, okay, I've ruled out my biggest fear, that in my case, that I was having a heart attack. I ruled that out, so then I could relax and say, okay, what else is going on? Well, there's this and this and this going on in my life. I can see why I am so anxious that I would create my heart racing, or I would create this feeling of pressure on my chest because I just was stressed out. So then I looked at ways that I could relieve that stress. Just a little bit of self-awareness about how your mind works and what will bring you peace of mind. It could be even calling a friend and saying, I'm feeling this way. It doesn't make sense that it would be anything serious, but what would you do in this case? And sometimes even that will just calm you down and say, okay, all right, I can deal with this, or I can think of what the next logical step would be. Anyway, I thought that might be helpful for many of you, especially if you suffer from overthinking and, in my case, a tendency towards hypochondria. Oh my God, I have a pain. What is it? What is it? So I thought that this might be helpful just to realize it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're not going to find a solution that you're going to feel uncomfortable with. It just means that you're addressing the mind first. So I hope to talk to you again soon. Bye now.